Igbo Apprentice is a university of its own.
It was tough, but everything is gradual.
I served Moga good 9 years. Yeah, and there are so many challenges. It's not an easy task.
They will tell me this boy is 18 years or this boy is 20-something years. They have too much money. Where did they get all those money from? But when you look at all those things, you will see that with time, like before they will get to 35 years to 40 years, that money will vanish. When you are doing business and you have small orientation, when you invest that money in terms of business, the money will never vanish.
Screen echoes from the valley, telling the African story.
This Igbo Apprenticeship, we call it Boy Boy, is working. That Igbos were able to overcome the challenges of after-war effects is because of this experience. If you come to my village today, you will not believe that it's not a township. And most of all the boys building those houses are products of Boy Boy. Their parents are some Paiwan tappers, some later farmers. They couldn't even train them in secondary school. But because some big men that have established in town picked them, and they served and they established them, most of them are doing exploits.
Over the years, there has been a lot of controversy surrounding the Igbo style of apprenticeship, or boy boy as it is popularly known. A better understanding of the practice may explain the confusion that led to the controversies.
If there is no rule, there will be no business, because two cannot go together unless they agree. The first is that you pick somebody, you have 6 months to check whether he can do the business with you. And he himself that come will check whether he can stay with you for average of 6 months or 1 year, sometimes as the case may be. So when you find out that the person, you can manage with him, you go back to the parents. You people do what they call agreement. So in that agreement, sometimes is written, sometimes is vocal. You do agreement that you will stay with the person, in some cases 5 years or 6 years. The parents will talk to their child. If you still, the agreement is not binding on the master, because the master will send you away. But if you stay till that time and you did not do anything too harmful to the business, the agreement is binding on the master that he will settle you. Though there is no specific amount for settlement. That is also the aspect of it that most at times that are weak, people that are wicked take advantage of it. You take somebody's son to stay with you sometimes 5, 6, 7 years, because there is no amount you agree to use and settle the person. You give him what you know that cannot establish him. It's bad. But normally, if the boy you are staying with is good, and you also, you are somebody that like the progress of somebody. As I'm doing this business, I know how much that somebody that is starting can use to start off this business. And because he is good, and I know he's depending on me to start, I will raise that money and give him. Most of the people I settled here, I settled some with 1 million naira for startment, because I'm sure that it is enough to start up the business. And you know, as long as the person is staying with you, his feeding is your own. If he is sick, the expenses is on your own. In fact, that person is like your son for the number of years he's staying with you. Whatever that pertains to him is your responsibility. As you are trying for him, he is also working for the business. So when he exhausts the years of the agreement, then your duty is to settle him and also help him to start. Though some people out of envy and jealous will not like their boy to start, and he will not like to show them the secret of their business, more especially where he is buying from. But it's not good.
Before becoming a successful mentor and businessman himself, Mr. Sylvester was an apprentice who climbed the rope from the bottom and so speak from personal experience.
When I went for apprenticeship, I barely finished my secondary school. But I ventured into it, and it was a school of its own. It was not easy staying with somebody you don't know. I'm actually from Enugu State, and my master then was from Anambra State, Ekusigo local government, Ozobo precisely. So we started learning ourselves. It was not easy, but because I was determined to do it, I was able to do it. We settled in peace, though not with much finance. But one thing I discovered too is that when you are into that kind of service, you keep your hand straight. When you are straightforward, even if human being does not settle you, God will never abandon you.
I met my boss because we are also from the same village. Okay, so I met him through my uncle. Okay, so my uncle introduced him to me, and from there he tried to teach me and lecture me about the business and how the business goes. So I bring myself down to learn, because if you didn't bring yourself down, you will not learn anything. So I tried to learn the business, and actually I find out that the business is okay for me, and that's why I'm into the business till today.
It's not an easy task. Always, if you have patience, you will conquer it. I will sweep house, I wash my car, and I prepare to come to shop.
From the day one, I never stay with him. Okay, he rents an apartment for me to stay, for me to be coming to work, to the shop, to sell. So I never stay with him to wash car, to go to market, all those things, because he's a nice person, just like I said, and me too. When somebody is nice with you, you will also be nice to that person.
A lot of things involved, because you learn business, you learn the tricks, you even learn the practical aspect of it. That time when we were doing past business, I normally go to mechanic. I watch them do their mechanic job, waiting for them to tell me what they want, which I will run to shop and carry to the mechanic. At the same time as I was waiting to sell, I'm equally learning what they are doing. And today, it has been helping me since I've been driving car. Sometimes if they are fixing my car and I'm telling them my experience, they thought that I'm equally an engineer. But it's because of all the experiences I gathered as an apprentice, and it has been helping me. There is no parts inside the vehicle that anybody can cheat me on, because I know I have that experience. I did the university as per se for 8 good years, so nobody can cheat me on that.
Screen echoes from the valley, telling the African story.
There is no formal way of picking, apart from the fact that you will find out that you need somebody. You talk to people. Like one of the persons I settled here, I talked to my sister-in-law that was living at Nsukka. So he told me that he know this boy that is very good. He used to help his father. He's very obedient. He think he can be fruitful to me. Just like that, I did not know the parents, but they brought him to me and we started staying. And actually, the guy tried. And because he tried, I have to get him shop very close to me. And that also helped him to pick easily, because despite the fact that I felt the hot As most of my customers started patronizing him, but I was happy, and it have always given me joy to see those that come from me progressing. Around this market now, I have about four persons that I have settled.
That I was using last time was not okay because the browsing is very low.
Yeah, that's why I need to buy this one. It's 4G network.
But that's why I decided to buy another one. I hope that this one is okay.
Yeah, it's very, very nice.
How much will you sell for me last?
We'll just give for 50. You're a good customer, so we'll give for 50,000.
But can you do it for me for 45,000, please? I cannot transfer for if you don't mind.
Taking people to stay with me have equally taught me that everybody have his own character. Some people will come to pull you down. Some others that come to search for their future will come to learn. And before you know it, you will separate the sheep from the goats. We know nobody can do business alone. If not from like now that a lot of development has come, that people have a way they can monitor their business through computer, through devices, through CCTV. Like before, all those things were not there. And before, all these ugly experiences of children trying to make money too quick and so easy was not there. People normally humble themselves before.
Boys then can do mistakes sometimes. Sometimes you will direct them what to do. They will not do perfect as you direct them to. But we believe that it's not something that you just start, just jump into the business and be doing it perfect. Sometimes I will tell them this is the social tire, and according to my stock, I will see that this tire is still remaining like 20 pieces. They will tell me that it's still remaining like 15 pieces. I say no, it cannot be possible. And I will direct and order them to bring out all the tires so that I will see them and confirm whether what they are saying is truth or not. So sometimes they will bring it out, and we will see that it's still what my stock is telling me is still like that, perfect. Sometimes they will bring it out, and you will see that it's not what your stock is telling you.
Everyone make mistakes. Me too, I make mistakes. Okay, sometimes they will ask you, this tire, is it, how many is it remaining in the shop? You understand? You can make mistake and say that it's 8, while the tire is remaining 10. And sometimes you might give to somebody the tire and you could not remember the person that you give the tire to write it down so that you keep the record. You understand? So sometimes we make mistakes from there. And when my boss notice, he will not be happy. Even if I'm the boss, I will not be happy.
When I was doing boutique business, somebody I said to, because I'm also doing phone business, I don't have time. He's the one managing the business. He's the one that normally go to Onitsha to buy goods. At Onitsha, he's not the owner of the business, but he's the one going there. So most of the suppliers there know him, even though he's not the owner of the business. So when I settled him, to find his feet was as easy as ABC, because we normally take some credits from there. They don't know who is giving the credit. They believe that it's his own business. So the moment he starts his own, he continued taking the same credit from the same customers. And before you know it, today, he has a car, he is married, and he has his family. Doing very, very well. So you see, no single person can do business alone. But when all of us know our goal, that our interest is in this business, my future is in this business, and you play along, you are not only gaining the knowledge of the business, you are also gaining the knowledge of those that can help you in the future.
When somebody knows what he wants in life, if you know where you are going to, you will have to be gentle, and as in, you will bring yourself so low, no matter the level you have been before. You understand? It doesn't matter your level before. You will cool yourself down and you follow step by step. You understand? Knowing that nothing works in one day. You understand? Even to build a house, you take time. Things take time in life.
Screen echoes from the valley, telling the African story.
We're able to tell our stories, who we are, what we are, and we are proud of those stories. And then we're able to also reach out to people who identify and appreciate our stories.
Echoes from the Valley on AIT, Saturdays at 7:30 a.m.
We have got to tell our stories.
Nigeria, Echoes from the Valley. For sponsorship, participation, and advert detail, please call the numbers on your screen. Echoes from the Valley, telling the African story.
One thing with school is that people go to do more of the theory, they read it. But this apprenticeship, you are doing both theory and you are doing both practical. And you are looking at your future, facing you face to face. A lot of people go to school because their parents push them to school. They study to pass exam. But you go to apprentice knowing that from here, you will establish yourself. There is no other hope. If you don't learn or if you misbehave, you're on your own. So I will say that the experience from apprenticeship is far higher and better than what one can actually gain from school. Though you cannot be better without schooling. But if we have a way of bringing the two together, actually the sky will be the limit of the youths of these days, more especially for some that can humble themselves.
Some people doesn't like to go for the one thing again because everybody wants to hammer once. But things are not done like that. Everything takes step by step. You have to follow that process before you get to that level, from one level to another, from one level to another. And that is how life is. So for me, I think that to go and serve somebody is still good, because when you don't serve somebody, you will not learn the things that you need to learn. So sometimes you will be so stubborn on your own that you want to do this thing, you want to do it. When you try it, you cannot succeed. But if somebody teach you, show you the way, see, this is the way that you're supposed to follow. You understand? You follow that way and you will see that at the end, not immediately, with time, you understand, you will see yourself as successful as that person too. You understand? So I encourage everybody to also go and learn from other people. To serve is good.
Screen echoes from the valley, telling the African story.
If government should invest a little from what they are investing in agriculture into this, I'm telling you the truth, a lot of people will be out of the streets. I know some of my Igbo brothers that have taken Yorubas as apprenticeship. In fact, I have stayed with a Benue guy. Are you getting me? So if government will invest into it and monitor it, I am too sure that in no distant time, business will not only be for Igbos, but it will affect other tribes. Because that is just the secret of that Igbos are dominating business. The secret is, I know I cannot do business alone. I need an apprenticeship. And when that person stay with me, I settle him. When he grow, he pick another person. It continue to expand in that way. So I am encouraging government to look into it. Most of us have no enough funds to fund the business, and at the same time, you still have people that will benefit from what they are doing. If they can be giving loans, at least loans to the business people, more especially those that have established, those that they can monitor through, even through their transactions in the bank, and invest in this. I am telling you the truth. they will not regret doing it. In fact, it's a tested arrangement that have worked for the year, and it has continued to work, and up to tomorrow it will work. So what I am encouraging government is to find a way to come and know the secrets. Bring up some professionals. Let us know how will we put it into use in Nigeria. Before you know it, even the outside country people will come and learn what we are doing, because it has been working. If this country must develop economically, government is supposed to look into that model.
Screen echoes from the valley, telling the African story.